US President Joe Biden has described his predecessor Donald Trump as a threat to democracy on the first anniversary of the riot on Capitol Hill. The incident was triggered by claims of voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election. I speak to US Congresswoman Plaskett. She represents the US Virgin Islands in the United States Congress. She served as an impeachment manager during the trial of the former President Donald Trump. She joins us live from Washington, D.C. via Skype. Many thanks for joining us on Al Jazeera. I'm going to start with a tweet that you sent out a year ago today, right when the events of January 6th were unfolding. This is what you wrote. "I'm in a safe location. We're good. You all know this is insurrection and terrorism, right?" Paint us a picture of that day. What do you remember?
Well, I remember some trepidation on the part of some of us members of Congress. I had seen many of the signs and individuals the day before walking through the Capitol, walking through the grounds of Washington, D.C., and the kind of messages that were on some of those signs really gave me pause, the amount of bigotry and hatred and anger that were represented there. And then throughout the day of January 6th, had early meetings and was making my way to the floor to be with my colleagues when I was told that I could not leave my office, that there had been a breach of the Capitol, and that it was not safe. And then watching the days unfold, the fear, the anguish of staffers who were here on the Hill, and seeing the utter battle that Capitol Police and Metropolitan Police did, literally putting their lives and their bodies in front of insurrectionists so that we, members of Congress, could continue to do our duty and certify the election of Joseph Biden as the President of the United States.
You've been quoted as saying, "I see what happened on January 6th. There's an ideological civil war." What did you mean by that?
Well, we are a new democracy in the scheme of the world history. So many other countries have been around so much longer than ours. And as we are growing and stretching and maturing, we have had numerous battles over the direction of our country. And one of those, of course, was the Civil War in the 1800s, in which America had its decision to make as to what kind of country they would be. And that was a physical civil war in which many of our states attempted to secede from the Union, and we fought a battle, and then we repaired ourselves. We are now fighting an ideological battle in this country over what type of country we are going to be. The browning of America has many other Americans somewhat perplexed and frustrated and concerned about their place, along with the concern of people as we continue technological advancements, whether they have a place, a job, can make a future for themselves and their country. And so we are working on that while at the same time ensuring that our democracy stands. I think it's timely that you see after this insurrection, we're doing the same things that we did after our physical civil war, where a president is trying to connect our country, trying to shore up the social fabric of the country through the legislation that he is putting forward. In the same way that after our physical civil war, America expanded its roads and bridges, connected ourselves through the Trans-American Railroad and canals. We are doing that now with our bipartisan infrastructure plan, creating new jobs, new technology, fighting climate change. And at the same time, we are fighting to ensure that the things that caused individuals to believe that they could overthrow their government, we are stopping that as well through an impeachment, as well as through the Select Committee to investigate January 6th to make sure that it does not happen, along with voting rights and the expansion and support of our democracy.
We heard some bold words from President Biden today, condemning the big lie, and without actually naming him, pointing the finger at Trump for what happened on January 6th. Do you think President Biden's message was too late, though? Has he been too soft at counterbalancing Trump and his supporters in the last year?
I think that he is not saying anything that he has not said in the past. I think the media's attention was on it this time. And I think that you will continue to hear him speak strongly. I don't think it's ever too late to stand up for democracy and to support the American people. I believe our president has done that by standing firm to support the January 6th Select Committee to insist that they produce the documents and the type of transcripts and the evidence that's necessary to hold those individuals accountable. His Department of Justice is prosecuting individuals who attempted to overthrow the government, and the FBI are continuing to hold those individuals accountable as well. And so I believe that he's doing that. I'm really grateful for his push for voting rights to shore up the expansion of our democracy and ensure that Americans are protected for a free and fair election. And I think you're going to continue to hear more, and I'm grateful that he is working both in the manner to push forward and shore up our democracy by giving Americans the support that they need in the social fabric while at the same time defending us. He's working offensively and defensively.
U.S. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, representing the U.S. Virgin Islands in the United States Congress, thank you for your time.
Thank you.